the job history. And if we go into the SQL Server agent and right-click on the SQL Server agent and go into Properties, there's a History tab here. And a lot of the time, people will have this set to too much history that's being kept around, so it slows things down. But what I've set mine to is the maximum job history overall is going to be 10,000 rows. And I'm just going to, on this server, let's say we're going to adjust it to 20,000. And then the maximum job history rows per job is 1,000. So what that means is that if I've got 30 jobs listed over here, at most I'm going to have 1,000 entries per job. And at most, I'm going to have a total of 20,000 entries. And I could say something like, well, let's remove older than 2 weeks. And that's going to help keep it trimmed as well. So when we go look at the history, that's the same tables that we're using to display that chart that Mitch just showed. This is going to control it. But what some people end up doing is they do something ridiculous, like say, okay, let's keep 1,000 entries total, and let's only keep 10 job history rows per job. Well, that means at most on that chart that we were showing, you're going to see 10 jobs being shown per row. So keeping this a little bit bigger, but not crazy big is usually I like to have at least 2 days worth of data kept in there, and we can adjust this a little bit. And when you've got jobs running that are running every minute or maybe every 10 minutes, they can add up real quick. So you want to be aware of that. Make sure it's not going to grow too much.
Yeah. So if we go back to the example of what we were showing previously, there was that one job called do work that we had in our test server, which I can, if we want to show it again. So if we look at this do work one, because it's starting this job, let's see, 23, it's starting it every minute to 2 minutes. This is going to have that job history that's cut off. If you had the extended job history or your job history was just too big by default, it would start showing this all the way back there. And that would not be cleaning out from the SQL Server agent job history. But that's where we can see a real world example of this actually being cleaned out.
So if we were to look at that same chart today at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. versus right now when we're looking at it at almost 11 a.m., that bar on the do work job would be showing a lot more activity in the wee hours of the morning because the history hasn't been cleaned out yet.
Right. I mean, even if we look at it, if we went later and we looked at it at 7 this evening, this entire bar would be shifted just to this side over here because it's going to be cleaning all of this out as it goes along.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the job history is that if you've got a job that's running every minute or every 2 minutes or something like that, well, maybe you don't want to keep 50,000 rows of history just for that one job.
Yeah.
And so, but the side effect is we don't have the history kept around to be able to show it in the chart like this as well. So,
right. And that's where it's important to make the connection of how long am I actually keeping my data on my system and then extrapolate that onto this chart when you're looking at it.
Thanks for watching. I'm Steve, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like it, please click the thumbs up icon. And if you want to subscribe, click subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get notified when we have new videos. All right, have a great day.